Hello, dear little cute learners. How are you all? I hope you all are doing well. So, students, I'm your science educator again here with a new chapter with a new concept. And today we are going to learn about chapter number 11, which is three forms of water. So, our previous chapter is also about the water, where we learned about how we can save our water. But in today's class, we are going to learn about the water cycle we have and what are the three forms of water we have. So all of you, are you excited? Let's get started. First, ice, water and steam. So these are the three forms of water we have. The first one, ice, the second one, water, and the third one, steam. We know there are three forms of water: ice, water and steam. All of you repeat after me: ice, water and steam. Well done. We see these three forms of water in our daily life. So we are seeing these three forms of water in our day-to-day life. You see ice, water and steam as well. If you are confusing in steam, you can recognize the situation where you get the smoke from the chimneys. You can also recognize the event where you have crackers, burning crackers. You can also consider when your mother boiling eggs, so the steam is getting outside of your food while we making it, that it's called your steam. When we cool water in the freezer of a refrigerator, we get ice out of water after some time. So you all do this activity, all of you. Have you ever cooled the water in the freezer? Okay, great. When we heat and boil water, it changes into steam. It's called water vapor. So the smoke we are discussing it in our previous explanation. It's a hint how can you classify what is a steam. So similar to smoke, as the smoke gets outside from the chimney, similarly your steam it's get outside from the food when we heat and boil water. Now it changes into steam called water vapor. So when we heat is converted into water vapors, when heat is converted into steam, this is called water vapor. This how that it's ice is form of water. Similarly, steam or water vapor is also a form of water. We can have all the three forms of water as needed. So we have all three forms of the water we have. First of all ice, water. So if we cool the water, then we get ice. If we heat the water, we get steam. If we cool steam, it changes into water again. If we further cool the water, it changes into ice again. Now we are discussing about the water cycle. When we are calling it a cycle, so when we are using the word cycle, it means a repetitive way. Again, again, this thing is repeating because in this vehicle of the cycle, round and round things are repeating again and again. That is why we are calling it water cycle. We can understand how rain is formed by understanding how water can change its form in nature, right? The sun gives off heat. So you have water in ponds, in river, and sun gives sun gives light of heat. So the heat warms up water of seas, lakes, rivers, and ponds. So with the sunlight, the heat of the water of seas, lakes, and rivers and ponds get heat up. This causes water to change it into water vapor just because with the help of sunlight, the water of seas, lakes will convert it further into the water vapors. This process is known as evaporation. All of you repeat after me. What we called it? We called it evaporation. Okay, so what does mean by evaporation? When our water gets steam with the help of sunlight, this is called your evaporation. After evaporation, the water vapor mixes with the air and rises up in the sky. So by evaporation, water vapor mixes with the air and goes high up in the sky. The high up air is cooler. The cooler air cools the water vapor. The water vapor changes into tiny drops of water. These drops of water join together and become clouds. So after goes high up in the sky, what will happen? The upper side of the air having a cool environment. Just because of that, the water vapors get cool. After cooling, then all the water vapors get together to each other, get mixed to each other, and by getting mixed to each other, they will further convert it into clouds. The cooling of water vapors into water drips is known as condensation. The first process we have evaporation, and the water vapors cool down, that is called your condensation. In clouds, the water drops join to form larger drops. When these drops are heavy, they fall as rain. So in clouds, when so many water drops are collected and it will convert it into a heavy or larger drop, then these large drops are heavy and they fall as rain. So the heavy large drops are reason to for the raining. The rainwater fills the lakes and ponds and runs into rivers. The rivers carry the water down the sea. So the rain will help to fill the water into the seas, lakes and ponds. And again the same process is repeating. The cycle begins again. We can see that water goes round and round. This is called the water cycle. The heat of sun is like a pump making the water cycle go around. As in our body, the heart is pumping ourselves for 24/7. Similarly, in the water cycle, sun plays a very important role by pumping the steam again and again by giving the heat rays towards the rivers, ponds and lakes we have. So now students, I hope so you understood this water cycle where we have three processes. The first process, evaporation, when the lake and sea pond will get heated by the sunlight and goes up, and by goes up rises up, it having a cool temperature, and by these water vapors get cool and further they will making a cloud, and by the water vapors cool down it will known as the condensation. After the condensation, all the water drops get linked to each other and forming a heavy and big cloud, and when the cloud get heavy, it will lead to the rain. And again we have the same water process we are repeating, that is why we called it water cycle. So first, if you want to see with the help of this diagram, so this sun gives rays on the ocean, lake, different. So with the help of this, ye starting evaporation. Okay, after goes up high, now your second process will be happen, which is condensation. After condensation, it will make a heavy big cloud which will lead to your rain, and again water is poured into the lakes and ponds and ocean, and that is why this is called your water cycle. So I hope so students you like this chapter and understood it very well. Now I'll going to meet you in your next class with a new chapter with a new concept. So students, till that, bye bye, have a good day.